There's a silent space between waking and sleeping, that fleeting golden moment when thoughts soften and the noise of the world fades into something vast and still. It's there, in that whisper of awareness, that the alpha state begins. Most people rush through it without even noticing. They scroll through their phones, drown in worries, or collapse into sleep. But the wise ones, they linger there. They understand that this delicate threshold is not just a pause, it's a portal, a sacred passage between the conscious and the subconscious, where transformation unfolds in silence. The ancients called it the door between worlds. Modern science calls it the alpha brainwave range, roughly 8 to 13 hertz. But labels don't matter much when you can feel it. The body loosens, the breath deepens, the heart steadies. There's a gentle hum, like the pulse of the universe syncing with your own. In this space, the mind begins to open, not in thought, but in energy. It's the field where peace, abundance, and illumination whisper their way back to the surface of your being. When your brain drifts into alpha, your conscious guard finally steps aside. It's like the gatekeeper takes a nap, and your inner world comes alive. That's when the subconscious, the real architect of your destiny, starts listening carefully. Every word, every image, every emotion you hold in that moment becomes a seed. And the mind, that magnificent garden of creation, doesn't argue with what you plant. It just grows it. This is why monks meditate, why healers breathe so slowly, why spiritual masters sit in stillness before they speak, because they know that in alpha lies the power of manifestation, the blueprint of reality itself. Imagine standing before a river. One side represents your conscious world, filled with goals, fears, schedules, and noise. The other side is the vast subconscious, infinite and mysterious, the home of your spiritual energy, your chakras, your divine connection to the universe. The alpha state is the bridge between the two. Cross it with awareness, and you start to live from harmony instead of chaos. You stop chasing peace and start embodying it. Every transformation begins there, not through force but through surrender. It's not about doing more. It's about softening into alignment, trusting the rhythm that the universe has been playing all along. When you allow yourself to float between wakefulness and sleep without resistance, you touch the vibration of the divine. You align your inner energy with the laws of attraction, inviting prosperity, clarity, and spiritual awakening into your reality. This is the real meditation, the one that happens when you stop trying to control the mind and simply let it breathe. Here's what's wild. You can train yourself to reach this state at will. Try this tonight. Sit in silence for a moment before bed. Close your eyes. Feel the rhythm of your breathing. Don't force it. Just watch. As your body melts into calm, repeat softly in your mind, I am open, I am safe, I am connected. That simple mantra signals your subconscious that you're ready to receive. Within seconds, your brain begins to shift. Your energy follows your focus. You're no longer fighting your thoughts. You're guiding them. This is the art of co-creation. This is how spiritual abundance starts to manifest, quietly, consistently, from the inside out. You see, the alpha state isn't some mystical accident. It's your natural design. Children live in it effortlessly. Their minds wide open, their hearts unguarded, their imagination boundless. That's why their world feels magical. But adults forget. We trade wonder for logic, presence for productivity, connection for control. Yet, the moment we close our eyes and breathe deeply, that childlike harmony returns. That's your cue. Peace was never lost. It's just been waiting beneath the surface in the same place where faith, gratitude, and inner wealth have always lived. The deeper truth? The subconscious doesn't understand time. To it, everything is now. That's why, when you enter alpha, the universe bends to meet your vibration. Your mental images become commands. Your emotions become frequencies. Your belief becomes law. In this state, the words I am are more than affirmations. They're acts of creation. Say, I am abundant, and your energy field shifts. Say, I am free, and your neural pathways start reorganizing themselves to make it true. That's not poetry. That's neuroscience meeting spirituality, consciousness merging with quantum law. If you've ever had moments of deep intuition, those times when an idea flashes out of nowhere, or when you suddenly feel what someone's about to say, that's your alpha gateway opening. It's the mind whispering to the soul, I remember who I am. That's your awakening calling you home. And when you start to live aware of this, everything changes. Your sleep, your creativity, your financial flow, your relationships. Even your heartbeat feels lighter, as if synchronized with something infinitely larger than you. That's not coincidence. That's coherence, the alignment of your inner and outer worlds. The most powerful transformations don't come from struggle. They come from this subtle dance between awareness and surrender, between control and faith, between human and divine. And if you listen closely enough, you'll sense that the same quiet rhythm guiding your breath is guiding your entire life. You're not separate from the universe. You are its expression, its echo, its miracle in motion. And this is just the beginning, because what happens inside this alpha frequency is far more mysterious than we've been told. The mind doesn't just see, it creates. Every image becomes a command to the subconscious. And that's where the real magic begins to unfold. It's fascinating, isn't it? How the mind doesn't really know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. Picture this. You're sitting quietly, eyes closed, imagining yourself standing on a cliff overlooking the ocean. You can almost feel the wind brushing your skin, smell the salt in the air, hear the waves crashing below. Your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, and your body responds as if you're actually there. That's the language of the subconscious. Imagery, sensation, vibration. It doesn't speak English or Portuguese. It speaks emotion and energy. And when you learn to communicate in that language, you begin to reprogram your entire reality from the inside out. Modern neuroscience calls this neural mirroring. MRI scans have revealed that when you visualize an action, like running, smiling, or even playing the piano, the same neural circuits fire as when you physically perform it. The subconscious doesn't bother to fact-check. It takes what you show it as truth. That's why elite athletes visualize their performances before competitions, and why spiritual masters visualize light expanding through their chakras during meditation. They are both doing the same thing, aligning energy and intention through the sacred art of inner imagery. The deeper secret here is that your subconscious is literal. Say to yourself, I'm drowning in work, and your body might actually start releasing stress hormones as if you were underwater. Whisper, I am at peace, and your nervous system begins to calm down instantly. The subconscious doesn't interpret, it obeys. It's like a child that trusts every word you speak, and it creates accordingly. This is why the mind is the most powerful tool of manifestation, and also the most dangerous when left untended. Think of your imagination as a projector, and your life as the screen. Whatever you focus on behind the scenes eventually becomes the movie you're living. If the film playing in your inner theater is filled with lack, fear, and doubt, then no matter how much effort you put into your outer world, you'll always end up with the same emotional script. But if you start feeding your subconscious with images of peace, abundance, faith, and gratitude, you literally shift timelines. You vibrate differently. You begin to emit the frequency of prosperity, of inner wealth, of spiritual harmony that draws similar energy back to you. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the law of resonance, one of the sacred spiritual laws that govern manifestation and awakening. This is where the true alchemy happens, when thought becomes image and image becomes energy. The moment you close your eyes and picture yourself walking through your dream life, surrounded by love, purpose, and spiritual abundance, your brain starts wiring new neural pathways to support that version of reality. It's not imagination, it's construction. The subconscious records that as fact, and the universe, responding to the vibration, aligns circumstances to match. That's how faith and science meet. That's how miracles disguise themselves as coincidences. Now, let's make it practical. Here's an exercise that can transform your vibration in minutes. Every morning, before checking your phone, sit quietly and visualize a single, powerful image. Not a to-do list, not a million desires, just one vivid image that represents your highest self. It could be you walking calmly through a beautiful garden, feeling the warmth of the sun as a symbol of divine energy flowing through you. Or maybe it's you opening a letter that says, "Your dream project is approved." Feel the emotion that comes with it. Let that gratitude fill your chest until it expands like light. Hold that image for at least 2 minutes. That's it. You've just spoken directly to your subconscious. And if you do this consistently, your outer world will start to rearrange itself to mirror that image. People will show up unexpectedly to help you. Opportunities that once seemed impossible will begin to align. Money starts to flow. Relationships start to heal. And a quiet sense of peace starts to anchor in your being. Because you're no longer living by chance, you're living by design. That's what spiritual awakening truly means, to wake up not just from sleep, but from the illusion that your mind and spirit are separate. Let's go a little deeper. The subconscious loves symbols. They're its native tongue. Every religion, every spiritual tradition has always known this. The cross, the lotus, the tree of life, the mandala, they're not just decorations, they're frequencies in visual form. They carry layers of meaning that speak directly to the deeper mind. When you meditate on these symbols or visualize light spiraling up your chakras, you are sending coded messages to your subconscious, messages of healing, of balance, of divine connection. That's why guided meditations often include imagery of flowing rivers, radiant light, or cosmic expansion, because those images bypass logic and go straight to the source. Now imagine blending this symbolic imagery with conscious intention. Picture yourself surrounded by a soft golden light as you breathe deeply, affirming, "I am aligned with the universe. I am prosperous. I am free." Feel it in your body, the calm, the expansion, the gratitude. In that moment, you are not merely imagining peace. You're generating it. You're harmonizing your vibration with the universal energy of creation. This is the purest form of co-creation, thought fused with emotion, guided by faith. There's also something magical that happens when you combine this practice with sound, soft frequencies, mantras, or affirmations whispered in the alpha state. Sound waves vibrate directly through your nervous system, amplifying the connection between mind and energy field. That's why so many ancient traditions used chants and sacred syllables, Om, Amin, Amen. These aren't random sounds, they're vibrational codes that align your consciousness with divine intelligence. And when paired with powerful visualization, they act like keys unlocking higher dimensions of awareness. But here's the thing. This isn't about controlling reality. It's about collaborating with it. The universe doesn't respond to desperation or doubt. It responds to clarity, to the quiet certainty that what you see inside already is. So if you want to manifest peace, abundance, or love, you must first see it within, not as a wish, but as truth. The moment you embody that vibration, reality has no choice but to catch up. People often ask, how can I believe in something I can't yet see? The answer is simple. You don't wait to see to believe. You believe to see. That's the essence of every spiritual law, every miracle story, every success born from faith. Belief is the bridge, visualization is the pathway, gratitude is the fuel, and the subconscious is the soil where all these seeds grow. As you begin to practice this daily, this art of inner imagery, you'll notice subtle shifts. Your thoughts will soften, your reactions will slow down, the chatter in your mind will start to quiet, replaced by a deeper sense of knowing. That's when you realize the outer world is nothing more than your inner movie playing on repeat. Change the film, and the story changes. It's that simple and that profound. And as the night falls, when you lie in bed, drifting back toward the alpha threshold, that sacred doorway reopens once more. It's there that you can take the science of imagination and turn it into ritual, a nightly reprogramming that edits your energy, your memories, your destiny. There's a quiet magic that unfolds in the last few minutes before sleep, a sacred interval most people waste scrolling, worrying, or replaying the chaos of their day. But to those who understand the power of the subconscious, that moment is pure gold. It's the final gateway to transformation, the entry point into the mysterious field where thought becomes matter and vibration becomes destiny. The alpha frequency softens into theta, the veil between worlds grows thin, and the mind opens like a temple ready to receive divine instruction. What you whisper to yourself here doesn't just fade into dreams, it writes itself into the blueprint of your reality. Think about it. Every night you close your eyes and surrender your awareness to something greater, the subconscious, the soul, the universe. Call it what you will. That surrender is an act of faith, a ritual we all perform unconsciously. But what if you performed it consciously? What if, instead of falling asleep tangled in regret or fear, you used this moment as a portal for healing, reprogramming, and spiritual awakening? This is the art of the nightly ritual, not superstition, not routine, but a sacred dialogue with your deeper self. Before sleep, your conscious mind finally releases its grip. The body relaxes, the heart slows, and your energy field becomes receptive. This is when the subconscious, that silent engine of your destiny, listens most attentively. It records, word for word, image for image, every signal you feed it. If you drift to sleep thinking about your failures, it engraves them deeper. But if you drift to sleep imagining your peace, abundance, and alignment with the universe, it builds neural pathways that make those vibrations your new normal. So here's how to reclaim this sacred moment. Every night as you lie in bed, take a slow breath in, feel the rise of your chest, and exhale gently, letting the day dissolve. Visualize the events of your day like scenes in a movie, playing one by one. Don't judge them, don't label them, just observe. Then, as you review each scene, imagine holding a golden pen, the pen of creation, and editing what no longer serves you. That argument? Rewrite it with compassion. That self-doubt? Replace it with faith. That moment you felt small? See yourself glowing with confidence and divine power instead. You're not escaping your day. You're reprogramming it. You're transforming energy in real time. This simple ritual acts like an energetic cleanse, a form of spiritual hygiene that frees you from mental residue. And as you do it, your body begins to feel lighter. The heart unwinds. The spirit sighs with relief. You're sending a message to your subconscious. I choose peace. I choose harmony. I choose transformation. And because the subconscious obeys, it responds, adjusting your vibrational field to align with that declaration. This is where the law of attraction quietly works its magic, turning subtle intention into physical manifestation. For centuries, mystics have known that sleep is not a break from consciousness, it's an expansion of it. The Egyptians practiced dream incubation, where they programmed their dreams to receive guidance from the divine. Tibetan monks used lucid dreaming as a way to achieve spiritual liberation. Even modern psychology has rediscovered this ancient wisdom, calling it hypnagogic programming, where thoughts just before sleep imprint themselves deeply into neural memory. The point is, the few minutes before sleep are not casual. they're cosmic. Here's a powerful nightly method to try. As you lay down, breathe slowly and rhythmically, feeling your body sink deeper into the bed. With each exhale, imagine releasing the weight of the day, every tension, every worry melting away. Then silently repeat a short phrase like a mantra. I am safe, I am abundant, I am guided. Feel those words, don't rush them. Let them echo through your entire being. Then visualize a gentle light, soft, warm, golden, flowing down from above, enveloping your body in serenity. This light isn't symbolic. It's the vibration of universal energy aligning you with peace. Now replay your day from start to finish, but this time paint over it with new emotion. See yourself reacting with patience, speaking with clarity, walking with confidence. If something went wrong, imagine it going right. If someone hurt you, visualize forgiving them, not for them, but for your own freedom. When you do this, you're literally instructing your subconscious to store those new responses as truth. So the next time life presents a similar situation, your mind naturally acts from harmony instead of chaos. This is spiritual reprogramming in motion, a nightly cleansing that prepares your soul for higher frequencies of abundance, love, and gratitude. And don't forget to bless your mind before sleep. Whisper thank you for what you learned that day, even if it was painful. Gratitude acts like a frequency booster. It tunes your subconscious to the vibration of prosperity and divine flow. The more thankful you feel, the faster your energy field expands. That's how you shift from victimhood to co-creation, from surviving to manifesting. You can even use symbols to deepen this ritual. Keep a small crystal beside your bed, amethyst for spiritual clarity, rose quartz for love, citrine for abundance. As you hold it, assign it a purpose. This stone holds my peace. It's not the crystal itself that transforms you. It's the intention you charge it with. The subconscious loves anchors, and every night when you touch that object, it remembers the frequency you programmed into it. Over time, just the sight of it will bring your mind back to alignment. One of the most profound parts of this practice is its simplicity. You don't need candles, incense, or complicated chants, though you can add them if they bring joy. All you truly need is awareness, breath, and faith. Because the real temple isn't built of stone or ritual, it's your mind, that sacred chamber where thoughts sculpt reality. And when you fall asleep inside that temple, surrounded by the vibration of gratitude, love, and light, you become a conscious creator even in your dreams. Now the next morning, something subtle happens. You wake up lighter, your heart feels open. The same problems may still exist, but your relationship to them has changed. You no longer react from fear, you respond from balance. You feel connected to yourself, to others, to the invisible rhythm of the universe guiding you. That's because your subconscious spent the night reweaving your energetic pattern in harmony with divine order. You've stepped out of survival mode and into the flow of co-creation. And that flow, once you learn to live in it, becomes your greatest teacher. Because what begins as a nightly ritual evolves into a way of being. You start bringing that same awareness into your waking life, during conversations, while walking, even in moments of stress. You start breathing with intention, choosing your emotions instead of being ruled by them. You realize that every breath is a prayer, every thought a vibration, every image a manifestation in motion. This nightly ritual is not the end of your journey. It's the gateway to something deeper. Because when you master the art of entering alpha and theta consciously, you no longer just visit the realm of creation, you live there. And the next step on this journey is learning how to bring that sacred awareness into every breath, every movement, every waking moment. It always comes back to the breath, the rise, the fall, the first act we perform when we enter this world, and the last when we leave it. Everything in between is simply the rhythm of life expanding and contracting through us. The breath is the thread that ties spirit to body, heaven to earth, consciousness to the infinite. It's more than oxygen. It's the sacred bridge that connects your mind, your energy, and your soul to the great field of the universe. In every mystical tradition, the breath is revered as divine. The Sanskrit word prana, the Chinese ki, the Hebrew ruach, the Greek pneuma, all mean the same thing: life force. It's the invisible current flowing through everything that exists, from the stars to the soil beneath your feet. When you breathe consciously, you're not just filling your lungs, you're communing with the creative intelligence that birthed galaxies. You're tuning your vibration to the same frequency that orchestrates tides, seasons, and stars. Most people breathe shallowly, as if afraid to take up too much space in the universe. They rush, sigh, and suffocate themselves with tension, unaware that every short breath keeps their nervous system in survival mode. But when you slow down, when you inhale with intention and exhale with surrender, you shift from chaos to harmony. Your brain re-enters the alpha rhythm. Your body releases stored emotions. Your spirit realigns with the flow of creation. It's not just physiology, it's alchemy. Inhale, and you invite energy in: abundance, peace, faith, light. Exhale, and you release fear, control, resistance, doubt. Every breath is a prayer disguised as a biological function. Every inhale a manifestation of trust. Every exhale a declaration of freedom. When you breathe consciously, you are training your subconscious to move with the universe instead of against it. You're teaching it to associate calm with power, stillness with action, and surrender with strength. That's what true spiritual mastery looks like: not escape, but integration. Here's a simple yet profound practice. Sit comfortably, spine straight, but relaxed. Place one hand over your heart and the other over your solar plexus, your center of personal power. Close your eyes. Now breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Hold that breath for a moment. Feel its warmth spreading through your body. And then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Do this for at least 3 minutes. As you do, imagine that each inhale draws divine light into your being, and each exhale releases stagnant energy from your aura. As the rhythm deepens, picture your breath as a luminous thread weaving heaven and earth within you. With each cycle, you're harmonizing your inner frequencies, aligning your mind, body, and energy field with the universal heartbeat. This is not imagination, it's energetic synchronization. Studies on heart-brain coherence show that when your breath becomes slow and rhythmic, your electromagnetic field expands, your intuition heightens, your nervous system resets. You become magnetic, a living beacon of inner peace and abundance. Now, integrate a symbol into this breath. Imagine a key of light hovering before you. With each inhale, you draw it closer. With each exhale, it turns gently in the lock of your mind. The door it opens is the passage between your conscious and subconscious realms, the Alpha Gateway. Step through it, breathing deeper with each step until you feel your awareness softened, your thoughts slow, and your heart begin to speak. In that space, your affirmations become commands, your emotions become energy, your imagination becomes creation. And that's where the magic begins. As you breathe, begin to whisper softly, "I am open, I am guided, I am one with divine intelligence." Or let those words ripple through your energy field. You might feel tingling in your hands, warmth in your chest, or tears welling up. That's energy moving. That's alignment unfolding. The more you breathe consciously, the more you clear energetic blockages, those invisible knots that have been holding back your prosperity, creativity, and inner harmony. You start unlocking the flow of spiritual abundance that's been waiting patiently behind walls of tension and fear. The key is consistency. A few breaths done with awareness every morning and evening can change everything. Do it before making important decisions, before speaking to someone who challenges you, before working on your goals. You'll notice how your intuition begins to lead instead of your anxiety. The breath becomes your compass, guiding you through uncertainty with calm precision. And soon you start realizing that your external reality mirrors the rhythm of your internal breathing. When you breathe in chaos, life feels chaotic. When you breathe in peace, life starts moving with grace. This is the hidden secret of all great manifestors and spiritual teachers. They breathe with life, not against it. They know that every inhale carries information, and every exhale transmits vibration. When you breathe gratitude, the universe listens. When you exhale faith, doors open. It's not mystical exaggeration, it's vibrational physics. Your energy field responds to your breath, because breath is energy in motion. It's how your spirit speaks to the cosmos. To deepen this symbolic practice, pair it with visualization. As you inhale, imagine drawing golden light from the universe into your heart. Feel it swirl like a spiral of peace and abundance. As you exhale, imagine sending that same light out into the world, blessing your home, your relationships, your dreams. This simple act transforms your breath into a channel of giving and receiving, the sacred rhythm of prosperity itself. That's how you become a co-creator instead of a seeker. You stop chasing blessings and start embodying them. And remember, the subconscious responds best to ritual. So create a breathing ritual that becomes sacred to you. Maybe light a candle before you begin, symbolizing illumination. Maybe keep a journal nearby and write one gratitude statement after each session. These small actions send powerful messages to your mind. This matters. Over time, the ritual imprints itself so deeply that even one conscious breath can return you instantly to a state of peace and alignment. There's beauty in realizing that something so simple, something we do tens of thousands of times a day, can unlock the deepest layers of awakening. The breath asks for nothing but presence, and in return, it gives you everything: calm, clarity, healing, expansion, connection with the infinite. Through it, you remember your divinity. Through it, you rediscover your purpose. Through it, you live in harmony with the law of attraction, the power of the mind, the rhythm of creation itself. And as you sit there, eyes closed, breathing like the universe breathes, slow, vast, eternal, you begin to sense something profound. That life has always been trying to communicate with you through this rhythm. That every challenge, every miracle, every heartbeat was just another cycle of inhale and exhale. You begin to understand that peace, abundance, and enlightenment were never destinations. They were simply the natural state that reveals itself when you breathe consciously enough to remember who you are. And when you finally open your eyes, everything feels different, not because the world changed, but because you did. You're no longer fighting for balance. You've become it. You're no longer searching for connection. You are connection. The breath has shown you the truth, that the alpha state, the subconscious, and the universe are not separate realms, but one continuous flow of energy. And as you carry this awareness with you, every inhale becomes a doorway, every exhale a blessing, a living meditation guiding you gently toward your next awakening. So here you are, standing at the threshold of your own mind, where science meets spirit and breath becomes the bridge to creation. You've walked through the Alpha Gateway, explored the sacred language of imagery, practiced nightly reprogramming, and learned to use your own breath as the master key. But the truth is, all of this knowledge means nothing unless you live it. Because transformation doesn't happen when you understand. It happens when you embody. You now know that every night is a new beginning, that every image you hold becomes a command, and that every breath is an act of creation. So what are you going to do with that power? Will you keep letting your subconscious replay the same old movie, the one filled with fear, limitation, and doubt? Or will you start directing a new one where peace, abundance, faith, and prosperity flow effortlessly through your life? Remember, the universe doesn't respond to your wishes, it responds to your vibration. You are always manifesting, whether you know it or not. Every thought, every emotion, every image you hold is an order placed with the cosmic warehouse. So ask yourself, what kind of energy are you sending out right now? What version of yourself are you rehearsing in your mind each night before you sleep? Maybe tonight is the night you finally decide to change the script, to close your eyes, slow your breath, and whisper, I am ready. Ready to release the noise, ready to step into your true alignment, ready to trust the quiet wisdom that's been guiding you all along. Because the alpha state isn't somewhere you visit, it's where your higher self lives, calm, infinite, unshaken. And when you learn to dwell there, everything in your outer world starts to rearrange itself to match the frequency of your inner peace. So take this as your invitation, your sacred challenge to begin tonight. Reprogram your story. Breathe with awareness. Speak to your subconscious as if it were your greatest ally, because it is. The moment you do, you'll start to feel that shift, that subtle pulse of divine energy reminding you that you've never been disconnected from abundance, from love, or from purpose. You were simply asleep to it, and now you are awake. If this message stirred something inside you, if you felt that quiet spark of awakening, don't let it fade. Let's continue this journey together. Subscribe to the channel, activate the notifications, and step fully into this path of consciousness, prosperity, and inner peace. Because the next chapter of your spiritual awakening is only beginning, and trust me, you don't want to miss what the universe has prepared for you next. Take a deep breath. Smile. The door is open.